So before this video officially starts, I just want to say, don't harass anybody, don't attack anybody. This video is just to be educational and analytical. Everything I'm using in this video is fair use, so if this video somehow disappears, it's most likely because of a false copyright strike being filed against it. And if that is the case, I will post about it on my socials and you will all see it. So anyway, on to the video. What's up, guys? I normally don't make videos like this, but I feel like I should say something and clarify. There's been a lot of stuff going on the last couple days with this post that I made that kind of blew up quite a bit. So essentially, I was just vaguely calling out somebody who fakes a lot of their videos in various ways, speeding them up, overdubbing them, super quantizing them, like snapping them to the grid extremely hard. And I had so many people message me about this, replying to this story. It made it over to the Metal Drummer Nerds Facebook. It made it over to the Deathcore subreddit. Like, people were wildly speculating. I had multiple professional musicians hit me up saying they knew who it was, and they were right. And were like, you should make a video about this. So here I am making a video about it. So basically, I made this post, not naming names, but the fact that tons of people are wanting a drummer that speeds up, edits, overdubs, and quantizes his raw and unedited, quote, videos to get the Archspire gig is ridiculous. I was intentionally being vague, but I got a million messages. Yeah, I'm talking about Lord Marco Petrazilla. He is so blatant with it. People defend him and whatever. Here's the thing. He is a legitimately good drummer. He is really, really good. But he is so adamant that he doesn't edit any of his videos. They're raw, they're all live, when it's just straight up not true. So we're going to look at some stuff in this video. Alright, so here's a video that Marco posted. Once again, he claims all of his videos are raw, unedited, and live, just straight off the floor. What you're seeing is what you're hearing. He even says in the description, all drums were recorded live using 10 microphones into a Roland Octa 10 interface with Reaper DAW. So he's claiming this is live, which, sure, he might have played things live and tracked them, but we're going to get into the nitty-gritty here. Let's begin, shall we? I want you to look at this little white thing right here. It's kind of hard to see, but that's the left beater for his double pedal. He's using a double pedal on one single kick drum right here. So this beater is for his left leg, and then his right leg is on a pedal, on a pedal as well, on the kick drum. You just can't see the beater because it's under this tom. So we're skipping ahead to the end of this video. There's a bunch of little things I could point out in the middle. There's a lot. There's so many. There's little bursts here and there that are at 300 BPM, by the way. 16th notes at 300 BPM, where he doesn't even use the left beater. It's just, you hear it going off, and it's just not moving, right? That's not possible. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he's playing double strokes at 300 BPM. He's said in the past that double strokes give him problems, so he just doesn't do them. He just twitches and plays singles. But I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he learned how to do doubles for this video. It's the part immediately after that is so egregious. Benefit of the doubt, double strokes. Look at that beater. Okay. Oh wow, would you look at that? Let's listen to that again. You hear those blazing fast 300 BPM 16th notes? Crazy how he can do that with one foot, even though that's physically impossible. Opening and closing the hi-hat with his left foot the whole time, by the way. So, right there, egregious editing, blatantly fake. Here's another blatant one. Once again, all drums were recorded live using 8 microphones this time. This was from 2018, the other video was from 2020. I'm assuming he got 2 new microphones. People do that. Good for him. You may be wondering, what's this big, most replayed section here? It just shows what people rewind and watch the most. Let's watch it together. So he's playing a gravity blast with his left hand, this one-handed roll. And the snare keeps going when he picks his hand up and is not touching the drum at all. It's obviously edited. He dropped those snare drums there in post after he recorded the video. It's really not that hard to figure out. So those last two examples, I was just pointing out how he just drops notes in after the fact, very blatantly, doesn't care, right? But it's very blatantly fake and very edited after the fact. This example is to show you that he's actually speeding up his videos. The other ones that I showed you were also sped up, I just didn't mention it. Let's just watch the first riff. So that was the intro from the video he uploaded. What he did years ago when he first uploaded this video was to try and debunk the claims that he was speeding up his videos. He put a clip with the raw GoPro audio on his Instagram from this video. Now his Instagram has since been deleted. However, he also uploaded it to YouTube as a short. So let's watch that short right now. Okay, so what you'll notice is that it's about 15 to 20 BPM slower in the raw GoPro clip. So what I did was, I put them both side by side. Now let me point out a couple things before we play these videos. The first thing I want to point out is that all of the symbol logos that you can see are in the exact same spot on both videos, and he's wearing the same clothes. So why do I point out the symbol logos? Because when you play cymbals, not only do they wobble back and forth, they also spin. If he had been doing a bunch of takes between when he recorded the short and when he recorded the playthrough video, all the logos would be in different spots because he would have been playing all the cymbals and they would have spun around in different spots. Matter of fact, if you watch the full video, all the logos end up in different spots by the end because he was playing the cymbals and they spun. This is the raw short. This is the playthrough video. But what I did was I took this playthrough video and I slowed it down by 7.5%. So let's watch. So not only are all the logos in the same spot, not only is he in the same clothes, but all of his movements are exactly the same, which means that this is the exact same take that he uploaded. The raw GoPro audio is just the actual speed that he played the song at. He tracked his drums into his DAW, and then he sped up all the tracks by 7.5% along with the video. So you may be thinking to yourself, why 7.5%? Why not do something like 15 or 20%. That's because 7.5% is a small enough number to where it might not look like you sped it up to the untrained eye, or if you just look at it really quickly. But by uploading this raw short, he shot himself in the foot. So now that we've established that they're the exact same clip, just at different speeds, let's watch them both together with each audio as it was uploaded. So the first one is going to be the audio from the playthrough. The playthrough, once again, is going to be on the top, and the short is going to be on the bottom. Obviously, because the short was filmed at the actual speed that the video was recorded at, it lagged behind that it ended after the actual playthrough video. So now let's watch with the audio from the short. So yeah, not even close. So here's another example, but this is a raw studio clip. These were the drum tracks, a video on his channel, the raw drum tracks of the drums for Divine Authority by Rings of Saturn on the Jadim record. For those of you who don't know, I played in Rings of Saturn. I didn't play this song live, but I had to play quite a few songs off this record live. He never had to do it, ever. He's claiming these are raw studio drums. And if we scroll down in the comments here real quick, someone asked, that's a raw take? Geez, that sounds punchy and clean as hell. Marco says, yep, raw, unedited stuff that I sent to Lucas. This was what was handed to Lucas and then passed to Mark Lewis. Mark Lewis is the engineer who worked on the record. Kick and snare are gated here. Tom mics, all 7 overhead cymbal mics, no gate, pure raw, just a little EQ for the video. He says outright, it's raw and unedited. So if we look at this comment that I made when he posted this video, I asked, how are you playing that pattern at 31 seconds? And that pattern sounds like this. To me, something doesn't sound right. So I ask him, how are you playing that pattern at 31 seconds? He says, you know how my right hi-hat is on top of my ride cymbal? If you put the stick in the middle of the two and just go up and down really fast, it's like a gravity of 2 cymbals. Double gravity blast. Sounds cool, I think. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. So what he means is these 2 cymbals right here. He puts his stick on the ride here, underneath the hi-hat, and he just goes up and down between the 2, and he hits the bottom of this hi-hat, right? Well, if you have astute hearing, you'll notice that it's a bell hard left and the ride cymbal hard right being played, alternating, while a gravity blast is happening, not a right side hi-hat and right side ride alternating. So what I mean by that is he's playing this ride here, and he's playing this bell here. Listen, hard left and hard right. So, that's literally not possible. He says, I just panned it to be like that. I don't even know if Mark Lewis kept it like that, though. He says, also, I have one of those bells on my ride cymbal as well. You can see it in most of my videos. That tiny splash-looking thing is the same bell that is also above the left china. So, he means this. So he's claiming this little tiny thing is the exact same bell as this big thing. Little thing does not equal big thing. He goes, sometimes I'll hit it randomly as well, unintentionally. It makes shit sound crazier. I love it. So he goes from saying he was playing the hi-hat and the ride to now he's saying that he's playing the ride and this little bell. So already caught in a lie. I said, yeah, that's a tiny bell, 3 or 4 inches maybe above your ride. Once again, this one. The bell on the left sounds like a 6 or 8 inch bell minimum, which is what we're hearing hard left. Also, if you panned that tiny bell above your ride hard left, your ride would also be panned hard left, or there would be bleed hard left from the ride since they're so close together. But neither of these are happening. He said in a previous comment, the tom mics and all 7 overhead cymbal mics have no gate, just pure raw. So because there's no noise gate opening or closing on any of the cymbal mics, that means that if he panned a microphone that is very close to his ride for that little tiny bell hard left, you would hear the ride getting into that microphone hard left, which means we would hear the ride loud and clear hard left. But I don't know about you guys, but I'm listening with headphones, and all I hear in my right ear is ride, and all I hear in my left ear is this bell right here. Basically, what I'm saying is these are not raw or unedited drum tracks, which he said in this comment right here. He goes, yup, raw and unedited stuff that I sent to Lucas. This is what was handed to Lucas and then passed to Mark Lewis. So he's saying in the comments that these are raw, unedited drums when clearly they're not. I go on to say that part in particular, either the bell was overdubbed on the upbeats, or the more likely thing, all of the snares were added after the fact. Because if you listen, what he's doing is he's playing this ride and this bell with 2 hands. So he's playing this ride with his right hand, this bell with his left hand, while playing the kick drum. But he's also playing a gravity blast on the snare. You don't have enough hands to do that at the same time. So basically, I caught him in multiple lies in this thread, and someone jumps into his defense, and he goes, if he recorded it himself, why would he feel the need to lie about the parts being raw and unedited? I said, because you can clearly hear that it's edited, overdubbed, and quantized. Let's also keep in mind, I didn't show it in this video, but there is some ridiculous double bass in this video that is snapped directly to the grid. It's way too clean to be raw and unquantized, but I digress. I go on to say, he said in another comment thread on this video that these are raw and unedited. So I'm not sure why he would lie about it, but the fact of the matter is, yes, he's lying about it. And that thread would be this one that I was referring to. So Marco saw that he was caught in a lie, and he actually hid this comment. So you can't see this thread if you go to this video, because on YouTube, as a creator, if you hide a comment, the commenter can still see the comment, but everybody else can't see that comment. I've had multiple people tell me they can't see this comment. So I'm not going to cut any of this. I just want it to be one continuous shot so you could see what it looks like when someone is hidden from a channel. So I'm going to refresh. We're on the Divine Authority video, just the one we were talking about. You could see we are refreshed. Everything is now nice and up to date. I'm signed into my account and everything. So we scroll down. Here are my comments. Here's the thread. So now if I open a private browser and I open the Divine Authority video, there we go. You could see I'm not signed in to any account. This is just what it would be like if anybody just opened YouTube and they didn't have an account. This is what they would see. Or someone on another account that's not mine, basically. This is what they would see. So if we scroll down to the comments section, it auto sorts by top. So we got the pinned one at the top. Let's scroll down the comments and look for my comment. Feel free to pause if you need to. But so far, no comment. My comment is not there. So far, nothing. So far, nothing. Okay, we're scrolling, and that's the end. There's no more comments after this. I can't even scroll down anymore. Okay, so now what if we sort by new? Let's sort by new. Pinned comment at the top as usual. Okay, so let's keep scrolling. So scroll, scroll, scroll. Scroll, scroll. Feel free to pause. Look for my comment. Keep scrolling, scroll, 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 and that's the end of the comments. So you can't even see that my comment is there because he hid me from the channel after I called him out for lying right here. I'll even refresh again. This is the normal page. I'm logged in, no private browsing or anything. Here we go, and there we go. I'd also like to point out that Marco replied to this comment on a community post that he made on his YouTube page. And the gist of the post is basically him passive-aggressively saying, if people talk bad about you, cut them out of your life, blah, blah, blah. Just angry, vague posting, basically. But it's obviously about me and what I said. And he's just hurt that I said that he is heavily editing his videos to where they're borderline fake. So someone said, you've been talking to Lucas again, huh? So Marco replies, no, it isn't about that at all. It's about don't bite the hand that feeds you. It was brought to my attention that a fellow drummer who I've supported over the years, and even got them multiple paying gigs to play the drums, has been openly speaking negative about me and saying lies on not only YouTube, but also on their Instagram and Facebook. The YouTube thing, I had a friend post an Archspire audition video. Someone commented on my friend's video something along the lines of Lord Marco is better, and then I replied saying Marco heavily edits his videos, speeds them up, etc. Unfortunately, I couldn't get a screenshot of it because it got taken down by the time I thought of it, but anyway, I do want to say Marco is the reason I got the Rings of Saturn gig. He came to me because Lucas asked Marco in 2018 if he wanted to play for Rings. Marco said no, he just wanted to record in the studio for them. And Marco recommended me to do all the touring. So thank you, Marco, for getting me that gig. I really appreciate it. However, just because you got me paying gigs, that doesn't mean that you're not faking your videos and heavily editing them and cheating and lying about it. That's the main problem, is you're lying about it and you won't admit that they're edited in any way. In fact, you openly say that they're all raw and unedited and live off the floor, one take, etc., etc. Just because you have given me paid gigs, I really appreciate it, but that doesn't mean that I can't criticize you when you're blatantly doing this stuff. He goes on to say, I've never spoken negatively about another drummer in my entire life. I do not believe in speaking down on people. I only wish to influence and help push people to become the best they can. I wish others would do the same. So after Marco posted this community post, he posts this, and everybody knows the. It's not an inside joke, but I have a quite small jawline, which is why I have the beard now, and I think it looks pretty dang good if you ask me. And everybody knows that I sold my chin to the devil at the crossroads so I could play better. So that's how that goes. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. Like I said, don't go harassing or attacking anybody. This is just an educational, analytical video that I figured I'd make. So thanks again, guys.